So, if you're standing at the entrance of an IT career, you're almost certainly staring at two big certifications, CompTIA A and Network. It feels like this simple fork in the road, but honestly, making the wrong choice here can mean months of wasted time and frustration.
It's one of the most critical first decisions you'll make. Get it right, you build momentum. Get it wrong, and you're just spinning your wheels. The good news is, there's a very clear logic to it once you break it down.
Okay, let's break it down. If you're looking to get into IT in Landshandling you've got these two options. I hear AGI is like the driver's license for tech, covering hardware and operating systems across all platforms. And then Network JI is more about the architecture, the actual connectivity that keeps a business running.
Exactly. And hiring managers have a strong opinion on this. For entry-level help desk roles, A+ is often seen as non-negotiable. It's the baseline. I mean, one hospital IT director flat out said they won't even look at a resume without it. But if you're aiming for infrastructure, Network Plus is what gives you that conceptual vocabulary to handle modern systems like 5G or cloud networks.
I see. So one is the language, the other is the grammar that connects everything.
That's a great way to put it. And here's the real aha moment. Their superpower is that they're vendor neutral. This isn't a Cisco or Microsoft-specific cert. Learning this stuff is like learning how to drive a car in general, not just learning how to operate one specific brand of truck. It makes you adaptable across the entire job market.
Right. That makes you much more flexible. So, AJA for that broad foundation. Network JA for the deep dive on connectivity. But knowing what they are is one thing. We need to talk about the actual grind, the difficulty and the time it takes to pass these.
Well, that's where the real difference shows up. It's a classic case of breadth versus depth.
So, when it comes to the grind, I hear AGI is actually two different exams. It's ASAN to C, month slog of heavy memorization on everything from hardware parts to software troubleshooting. Network just is one exam, but it's conceptually way tougher, right? It deals with abstract systems, routing, and now these new Ensure Lilingzhou standards for cloud and Wuji.
You've nailed it. It's breadth versus depth. A+ is a marathon of memorization, perfect for people who are hands-on and like variety. You're learning about physical things. Network Plus, on the other hand, is more of a sprint into abstraction. It's for the analytical thinker who isn't scared by the invisible logic of how data actually moves from point A to point B.
And I imagine that abstract part is where people get stuck.
They do, which brings up a fascinating statistic. We've seen that people who complete A+ first actually pass the Network Plus exam at a 23% higher rate on their first try.
23%? That's huge. Why? Is it just because they know more stuff?
It's more than just the content. You could say A+ trains you for the game itself. It gets you used to the unique, sometimes tricky way CompTIA phrases its questions. So by the time you get to the conceptually harder Network Plus material, you're not just learning the concepts. You already know how to take the test. You've built up exam endurance.
That Baffinger Ashasan boost is a massive argument for starting with AJA, even if your ultimate goal is networking. So, let's get practical. Based on all this, how does someone actually decide which path to pull the trigger on?
Well, the professional verdict for 2026 is pretty clear.
Okay, lay it on me. What's the final verdict?
It's straightforward. If you are a total beginner or a career changer, start with A+. It is, without a doubt, the fastest path to your first IT paycheck. Only consider jumping straight to Network Plus if you already have a computer science degree or some informal IT experience, and you're dead set on a specialized role right out of the gate.
That seems like the most pragmatic approach. I can see why people would want to rush to the cooler networking cert, but it sounds like they'd be building on a shaky foundation.
Exactly. There's this one quote from a CISO that just says it all. I'd rather hire an A+ holder who understands endpoint management than a Network Plus holder who can't fix a laptop. Managers need to know you can handle the basic human-to-computer problems before they trust you with the critical router-to-router infrastructure.
That makes perfect sense. So what's the secret sauce for passing, regardless of the path you choose?
It's not just about reading the books. The biggest reason people fail isn't the difficulty, it's the test itself. The single biggest differentiator is using realistic practice exams. You have to train in an environment that mirrors the actual test, so you can find your weak spots before you spend hundreds of dollars on an exam voucher.
So it's about being exam ready, not just knowledge ready. This feels like a clear journey.
It is. So, to wrap it all up, just remember these key points. First, there's the 23% advantage. Doing A+ first significantly boosts your chance of passing Network Plus on the first try. Second, align with your role. A+ is your ticket to help desk and a wide pool of jobs, while Network Plus targets more specialized network technician roles. Third, the new Network Plus exam is more abstract than ever, with a heavy focus on cloud and 5G. And finally, the most proven career path is still the trifecta. Start with A+, then Network Plus, and follow it up with Security Plus. That remains the gold standard.